What's up, guys? It's Coach Mark with Journeyman Fitness, and I've got a video for you talking about how to make a workout plan. So we coach a lot of people here at the gym. We've got group classes, we've got some small group personal training, we've got private training, and when people come in, they've got a lot of needs. They're all starting from different places. They have different training ages, right? How long have you been working out or been active or played a sport or whatever? So everyone's kind of starting from the same place. So the kind of person that we want to look for is someone who's obviously willing to invest in themselves and they want to see some change. They've gotten to some place where they're like, hey, I have seen my parents get older, and then and I kind of know that I may end up there, or maybe they are coming off of an injury and they're feeling terrible, like, hey, I gotta build up some strength, whatever it is. Okay, I mean, it's a serious conversation. You got to start with a little bit of soul searching. But there are some people who come into the gym and they're just like, you know what, I'm gonna figure it all out. I'm gonna do that because I have the time and the energy and the effort. So if you don't want or think you need somebody to help guide you and kind of speed up this process, well, I'm going to hopefully help you out, maybe give you some tips and kind of show you what goes on in my head. I'm really generalizing a lot of this stuff, but hopefully it kind of gives you a little insight into how you can make your own workout and how you can make your own workout plan, and you can train for life. You can train for the next 20 years without getting bored, while seeing progress, kind of all those things. Now, to couch this, I have to say that there's a few things that I want you to know. One is we're going to kind of go through this systematically so you can kind of see some of these principles into play rather than me just kind of telling you stuff. Two, there's a ton of training programs out there. The best exercise is going to be the one that you do. The best training program is going to be the one that keeps you moving. Like if you just love to run, start to run, and keep running. Just whatever gets you active and gets you moving, like that's the program for you. Two, there's a lot of programs that are like linear progression, or there's some sort of like overload principle that's been very successful. They all work. I mean, really the concept is you've got to be dedicated, you've got to put in the work, you've got to be committed to it, and then you've really got to like be smart about it. You've got to be intelligent with your recovery and all that stuff. So if you're like, hey, how does this fit in or whatever, just send me an email. I'll help you kind of fix this in. But so let's talk about this working out. Hopefully you can kind of see all this stuff here. So how to make a workout program. Our goals are, we want to look good, we want to get stronger, and we want to train for life. So this isn't something where we're peaking for a meet. We don't have a rowing regatta we're ready for an Olympic weightlifting meet. Whatever it is, like, we're just training. We're just trying to get better. We're trying to look better with our shirt off. This is for guys or girls. It does not matter. A couple of restraints that we're working for is the person who is designing this is we're going to work 3 to 4 times a week. All right, and we're just going to be in the gym for an hour. So nothing too complicated. I'm going to try and make this really simple, give you guys some variety. Last thing is, I would say if you have an opportunity, I really recommend you read. It's like a $20 ebook. It's called The Ashman Strength System. And this dude, you just search it online. A lot of the ideas from here are from that book. This is not like verbatim, but there's a lot of inspiration from that book. I think it's an incredible. Spend the $20, get that book, support that dude. Really, really cool resource. Okay, so this is how you should break up the day. Your 1 hour in the gym, roughly, should be broken into a warm up, a big lift, a bunch of accessory work, and then conditioning, if you have the time, and B, you kind of have this built in. So for the warm-up can be whatever you want. Sometimes you're not going to have a whole lot of time. Sometimes your big lift is going to be all that you're going to do. It really kind of depends on getting you ready. And the big things you need to think about are, one is we need to elevate our heart rate. We've got to increase our body temperature. We've got to increase our range of motion, and then also we have to mentally get ready for the workout that's at hand. Hopefully you kind of have this planned out so that you can influence the warm-up. So, if you're squatting, doing something like going for a run or hitting the elliptical or getting on the rowing machine or the airdyne or whatever it is, gets your heart rate elevated, gets you moving. Doing a bunch of body weight movements like Spider-Man lunges or Frankensteins or hurdles or something is going to increase your range of motion. Doing kettlebell swings is going to prime the posterior chain. Maybe doing some light barbell squats, whatever it is. I mean, you can kind of get either really simple with this, or you can get really complicated. It really doesn't need to take more than 10 minutes. Part of the warming up is going to be getting ready for the big lift. Don't warm up for an hour workout, right? It's got to be, the shorter the workout, right, the longer the warm up, and then the longer the workout, the shorter the warm up generally. So once the warm up gets done, generally you're going to hit a big lift, and the big lift is generally something that's a squat, a bench, a deadlift, and an overhead press. If we're working out 3 times a week, what I would recommend is you split it up into kind of a 4-day rotation. So 3 days of the week, you're going to do days 1, 2, 3, and then on the 4th day, you're going to do day 4, right? So let's say you work out Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So Monday you'll do squat, Wednesday you'll do bench, Friday you'll do some sort of deadlift, and then Monday you'll do shoulder press, Wednesday you'll do squat, Friday you'll do bench, and then you'll just constantly be rotating it through. It's always in the same order, so it's easy to remember. So squat, bench, deadlift, and then the 4th day is the shoulder hinge. All right, this is going to be your big lift. This is going to be your strength portion where you're trying to increase your power or increase your strength and get strong, right? Really kind of lock in. These are generally kind of slower lifts. They're big, they're compound, they use a lot of stuff. And generally they're also the most satisfying as far as like when you get a new PR, you do more reps or whatever it is. Then the bulk of your material, the bulk of your workout is actually in the accessory lifts. These are movements that are going to complement the big lift. They're also going to build muscle. All of us hopefully understand that a bigger muscle can exert more power and more strength. Now, I don't want you to think that you're going to be Arnold Schwarzenegger. You do 10 bicep curls and then all of a sudden you've got these giant biceps. I mean, that would be awesome. Don't get me wrong. If you figure out how to do that without steroids, please tell me, because that would be great. A lot of people spend 20, 30 years trying to get and look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. It just doesn't happen. So the accessory work, basically, we want to create this environment for building up muscles. Either they're weak muscles, you've got poor range of motion in them, they complement the big lift, so this is something that's going to bolster, hit it at a different angle, whatever it is. And then generally the reps are 8 reps and above, so they're a higher rep range, trying to increase the blood flow to the muscle, increase the amount of stress the cells experience, and then breaking them down so that they can build back up over the next couple of days. And then finally, if you have some time or you want to build this in, this is generally the conditioning is at the very end. The conditioning can be anywhere from, usually if you're doing a lot of strength stuff, generally the conditioning is a bunch of sprints, a bunch of classic strength and conditioning sprints with a prowler, with a sled, box jumps, really short strength, like interval training, so you're doing kettlebell swings and wall balls, or you're doing 100-meter sprints, whatever it is. I mean, it really doesn't need to be complicated. It's basically you've just got to hit it real hard, take a little rest, do it a bunch more times, and then call it a day. If you're going to go for a long run, I would say for all these lifts, try to do it on either a separate day or try to do it later in the day. Don't mix and match too much. I mean, there's obviously a certain point where you can mix and match and you can do strength and you can do cardio, but generally what you want to do is what is your body responding to? And so if you're doing all strength work, your body is going to recover based upon that stress, and then it's going to respond differently than if you're running 10 miles. So if you're running 10 miles and you're doing a back squat, 4 sets of 10 or something like that, your body's going to get confused, but not in a great way. So try not to mix it. Try to plan it in alternate days. Like if you have, if you're going to work out 5 times a week. All right. So what exercises do I choose on the day? So this is where I'm going to give you a couple of suggestions, but I'm also not going to give you all the answers because you're your own special, unique snowflake, so you're going to have to figure it out yourself. So on the squat day, generally what you want to have is the big lift is the squat. This could be back squat, front squat, overhead squat, Zercher squat. It could be a camber bar. It could be safety squat bar. It could be whatever. It could be a mixture of all these, right? You're going to have a big lift and you're going to focus in on it. You're going to crush it. Then when you begin the accessory work, we want to complement the squat with the posterior chain, so some sort of hinging motion. This could be Romanian deadlifts, this could be deadlifts, this could be good mornings, it could be seated good mornings, it could be reverse hypers, something basically to an antagonistic muscle set, basically a posterior chain that goes to the squat. We're going to hit some shrugs. You could do dumbbell, you could do barbell, but let's work getting some traps. Then do some chin-ups, work on biceps, hit 2 sets of abs, and then bing, bang, boom, you're ready to go. All right, so in this accessory work here, basically, all these movements can be up to you. They can be really simple, they could be different from week to week, and then you want to choose a rep range that's going to build muscle in the hypertrophy range. So generally, or the bodybuilder range. So generally you're going to go anywhere from 8 reps and up. You can do 2 sets of 100, you can do 2 sets of 50, you could do 4 sets of 8, you could do 3 sets of 20. You're going to kind of figure out like what is that range of reps that's going to get you the pump. That's what we're searching for. That's that addictive feeling where basically the cell swelling is so big you feel like you've pumped air into your muscles and you feel fantastic. That's a really addictive feeling, and it also lets you know like, hey, I'm doing something right in the gym. All right, so let's move on to day 2, 3, and 4. So for the bench, this can be anything. This can be a floor press. It could be bench press. It could be incline press. It could be decline press. It could be barbell. It could be dumbbells. It could be maybe you just do 100 push-ups. I mean, it doesn't really matter. This is kind of up to you. You're going to complement it, so your accessory work is going to start off with something in your back, so you're going to antagonistic muscle. So bent over rows, Penley rows, dumbbell single arm rows, something that is going to, you've got an upper body push, horizontal push, okay, and then you've got or incline or whatever it is or decline, and then for the back we want an upper body horizontal pull. We can go single arm, we can go bands, we can go dumbbells. This is up to you. Then we're going to go into the shoulders. So, we've got a bench press in 90 degrees. Then we've got incline. Basically you've got this whole range of motion that you want to get strong in. So we're going to go for the shoulders. This could be dumbbell press. This could be barbell press. It could be behind the neck. It could be, in the front. Then we're going to hit some triceps. So we're kind of building out from core to extremity as we choose all these things. Again, you can do one exercise, you can do 2 exercises, you can do skull crushers or band pull downs or whatever, and then hit 2 sets of abs and then bing bang boom. This is generally a little bit quicker than the squat, so typically if you're going to get some conditioning in and do like some interval training, some HIIT training, this is a great time. This is a great day to do it. Moving on to deadlifts, this is a deadlift or a hinge. So we're thinking deadlifts, we're thinking Romanian deadlifts, we're thinking rack pulls, we're thinking sumos, we're thinking, I don't know, you could do, if you got a belt, I mean, you can really come up with whatever you want. And it also, if you're not feeling terribly, you can adjust the exercise based upon maybe your back's really tight, whatever. Then you're going to go to the antagonistic muscle. So you're going to do some sort of squat or quad dominant movement. You can do leg extensions. You can do leg press. You can do front squats. You can do whatever. I mean, it's just like, dude, there's so much variety. Pick something. Hit some shrugs. Trap lower in the house. Do some pull-ups again. You're going to get strong if you get good at pull-ups. Do pull-up machine. Use it with bands. Get a buddy to assist you. 3 sets of max effort is the magic there, and that is You do as many as you can, and then you get 2 to 3 forced reps with a buddy spotting you or on the machine or whatever it is. Hit some more biceps. One exercise, two exercises. You can do 21s. You can do, sets of 30. Hit 2 sets of abs, and then you're out of there. Finally, shoulder press. So we've got some sort of upper body vertical push. This could be barbell, it could be dumbbell, it could be whatever. It could be jerk, it could be push press, it could be press, it could be Z-press, it could be whatever you want. Then again, we're going to hit some back, right? So this is not necessarily, kind of like the bench where we're doing some rows, but this could be a lat pull down. This could be a band pull down. Let me get to the other side here. This could be lat pull down. This could be band pull down. This could be, some sort of latissimus dominant thing. We're going to hit some chest. So this is accessory work. You could do bench for high reps. You could do sets of 12 or 20. You could do chest flies, hit some tricep, hit some abs, and then again do some conditioning. So some last things, some notes. If you're a beginner, typically the variety of exercises doesn't need to be that high. You can keep it really simple. You could basically come up with 4 days of exercises, and then you can choose something like, and I don't know if you could read this here, but beginners, if you wanted to, you could do 4 sets of 8 for almost all of these exercises, but typically these big lifts, and then every week just try to do more weight, right? And then once you stall out, like it's been 2 weeks and you haven't increased the weight, you can bump it to 5 sets of 6. So you're doing roughly the same kind of volume, but you're doing smaller rep sets, and then you can obviously increase the weight, and you can bump it up and kind of periodize the lifting. For experienced people, the variety needs to go up. Either you need to have some sort of plan of attack that you come in and you say, all right, today I'm going to do, first week of the Texas program, or I'm going to do some sort of 5x5 program. It doesn't matter, but generally for experience, like the more variety is going to instigate more growth. You're going to have, you're not going to get as bored, and then also you're going to constantly see progress in all of the lifts, because doing deadlifts conventional style, and then you're doing a sumo pull, that those things are going to complement each other. They're not the same, but you're going to get stronger doing both. And then finally, if you have more training, aka you're starting to accumulate some volume, you're starting to feel stronger, go outside, play some sports, go running, go do some stand-up paddleboard, go kayaking, go biking. Just more activity is going to be helpful. Like spend 20 minutes and go swimming instead of watching TV, right? I would say the last thing that I would really go into is if you have no idea what to do, like what kind of rep range should I do for this? For beginners, what I would say is just do something simple like 4 sets of 8 and try and get more weight every single week until you start to stall out, and then go 5 sets of 6. If you're experienced, this is right out of the Ashman strength system, but he recommends you do 2 days of low rep, 2 days of medium reps. So low rep would be like 1 to 5 reps. Medium reps would be 5 to 8 or 5 to 10, and then high reps would be 8 to 20. So 2 days you would do low reps. So you would do maybe sets of 5 on the squat and the bench. Then you go deadlift and shoulder, and you would do medium reps. So you do something like sets of 8 for the deadlift and the shoulder press. You do 2 sets of high reps, so you get to squat and bench. Maybe you're doing sets of 12, sets of 15, and then you're going to go back to low. So you'll do maybe like a triple shoulder press. Maybe you're doing some jerks for triple, or a set of 5 or something like that. And then again, you'll get squat, bench in a medium rep range. You'll do deadlift, shoulders in a high rep range. So you're kind of covering your whole bases, and then week in and week out, you're kind of you're building power, you're building strength, and then you're building the size of the muscles, and also trying to recruit more and more muscle fibers during these movements to decrease the chance of injury, and then also just generate more strength and more power. So let's finish it up. Here's the whole plan. If you guys want me to write it down, I can. Just let me know, respond back, reply to this email or whatever. But here is a really great framework for deciding on how am I going to show up in the gym, make sure that I'm productive, get some results, get stronger, look good, with my shirt off, and then also, be a casual lifter, right? I'm not working out 6 days a week and doing a classic body part split where I'm doing, legs, and then I'm doing back and buys, I'm doing chest and tris, I'm doing shoulders and abs, and then cardio and all that stuff. You got 5-6 days of stuff. You're kind of spreading it out over a 3-day week, and you're rotating through and hitting all of the stuff. I mean, you're hitting biceps or triceps twice a week. You're hitting abs every single day you're in the gym. You're doing a big lift, so you're getting really strong. This is a really fantastic routine. It's not the only thing, but it can really get you thinking, get you into a routine. You practice this for 3 months, you're going to be an animal. Questions, comments, concerns, complaints, give them to me, send them to me by email, hit me up on the chat snaps, send me a text, whatever. I'm here to answer these questions and be a resource for you guys. I'm dropping bombs on you. Hopefully this was really helpful. Mark Roberts with Journeyman Fitness. We're right behind the drive-through Starbucks in Wexford, and happy lifting, and see you in the gym later.